Hello everyone, many thanks for your visit. Um, Today I like to show you a photograph taken by Apollo 8 quite a while back. And so you can download it from the internet. So if you Google it, it's actually image AS08-12-2209. So do a search on it. And then you can download it for various sources, various websites. Or you can also go to the March to the Moon website, tothemoon.ser.su.edu, and do a search on it. Click on the image ID and download it. Yeah, so there's a little download icon in here. And try to get the high resolution one. Okay? So this image is upside down. So now we're going to highlight some areas on this image using GIMP. And as explained on my previous videos, you can go to the GIMP website to download it. GIMP.org is an open source software, free of, you don't have to pay a penny for it. So click on download and then download the latest version. Okay? Okay, go ahead, open GIMP. Okay. The version that I have is GIMP 2.10. There might be a later version. So cool. So open the image. I actually have it on my desktop. So let me go to the area where I downloaded. So there you go. Folder Apollo ASO8, Apollo 8, and this is the image in question, ASO8-12-22-909. Click on it. It's a big file if you downloaded the tip version, so be patient while it opens up. Nearly there. Nearly there. There you go. So that's the image. I mean, you might, when you first open this image, it will be upside down. So in GIMP, go to Image, Transform, and Rotate it until you get it in this direction. Cool. Make sure you got the layers panels open. We're going to preserve the source image. So we make a copy of this layer by right-clicking and hitting duplicate layer. So you see a duplicate layer here of the same image. Okay, so next we're going to zoom in. So click on the magnifying glass, hold down Control, and click on the image. There you go. That's fine. And to move the image around, you hold down press bar. You can also use the icon in here to move it around. Yeah, the move icon. Click on it, and then you can move the image around. Okay, so cool. What I like to do now is show you a couple of areas in here where there are some anomalies, and it's basically this area in here, and also we got the crater. So at the first sight you don't notice anything, but if I zoom in a little bit more, hold down Control key, so make sure you got the magnifying glass activated, and then click on the image a little bit more. Okay, a couple of things I want to highlight in here. So you got Joliot-Curie crater, which is 175 kilometers wide. That's very noticeable in this image. And we also have this very bright, very reflective crater, and it's a crater called Giordano Bruno. This crater is about 22 kilometers wide. An impact crater, a lot of ejecta, around the crater, 6 kilometers away from the crater, a lot of luminous and reflective blanket of ejecta around the crater. Okay, so bear that in mind. Cool. I'd like to zoom in just a little bit more. There you go. Hold down Control, hit on the image, and straight away, without doing absolutely nothing to this image, you can notice something is stretching here, and also in this area. Now, I'm going to show you Giordano Bruno crater. I'm going to open that image up so I show you the crater in a bigger picture. So, file open, and you can download this image later on. I'll show you in another video. I'll show you how to get this image and how to highlight areas of it, so you can see more. So in GIMP, you can always go to recently, it gives the history of the recently uploaded pictures, and I got Giordano Bruno already here. So I can quickly open it up. And what will happen is GIMP will open that in a separate layer. So there you go. So I got now 2 windows open basically in GIMP. And this is Giordano Bruno. Again, I'm going to Control and hit the image to bring it more into view. And this is an amazing crater, as you can see. It's absolutely, again, it's 22 kilometers wide. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you can appreciate it better. So, yeah, 22 kilometers in diameter. And this crater is being mined, as you can see. It's a lot of mining activity taking place in this crater. This ejecta is full of metals and minerals. And also the crater floor, as you can see how much has been disturbed by the mining taking place in it. And let me just go back, zoom even more so you can see. This image is of high resolution, so yeah, you can zoom in and get a lot of detail on it. Look at that. Look at how much extraction has been taking place in this crater. It's not natural. It's basically been mined all over the place. Look at that. So much mining taking place in this crater. So what I'm trying to emphasize is that Giordano Bruno, obviously, if it's being mined, there has to be the premises, there has to be the infrastructure, the buildings, the machinery, the rigs to do the mining, the crafts or the trucks or machinery to transport the metals, the minerals, the substances being extracted. So there might be premises around it to process those and to get them ready for distribution. Okay, cool. So that's Giordano Bruno, which is the crater. Let me go back to the AS08-12-2209 image, so you can always switch the windows in GIMP. So I'm on Giordano Bruno, but now I want to go to the other one, so I click on the other one. There you go. So this is Giordano Bruno in here. Let me just use the pen tool. So you got a pen tool in here in GIMP. Yeah, so you can highlight it here. There you go, that's Giordano Bruno, the crater I just showed you. And it's 22 kilometers wide, and approximately at the same distance is where I see you can notice the anomaly. So from here to here is about 22 kilometers, and from here to the other anomaly here is about 22 kilometers in distance. So the crater is being mined, materials are being transported to this area where the headquarters or industrial complexes are in place for the processing. And then from here, it goes out somewhere else. Because in a space, there is a lot of trade. So you got vessels coming in, from other planets from other solar systems, bring in goods and say, okay, I got these goods. What do you have? Oh, this is what I need. And then obviously in the moon, we have a lot of, materials and metals and minerals and, substances very useful for space exploration. So you do a trade. And this is the place where it's happening right now. This is my personal opinion. So, you can think of it the way you want it, or you can, be the judge. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. So that's Giordano Bruno. What happened is this image, AES 08-12-2209 is an old image. Resolution is decent, but it's a very old image. So it's been like, condition is not really good in terms of, when it was scanned. So there might be some artifacts around. Clearly, this is not an artifact. Clearly, this is not an artifact. It's anomalies, it's places, buildings, absolutely huge structures constructed in there. And I want to bring those to light a little bit more. So in GIMP, on the second layer, you can always name this layer. So if it helps when you start building layers, help you navigation around the layer panel. So you can call these anomalies. Okay, and enter anomalies. Okay, there you go. Spell that, anomalies. You can always double click and change it and type in it. Yeah, so that's that layer. That's the source layer. This is the layer I'm working on. So what I want to do now is use the rectangle tool to process this section of the screen. There you go. What I'm going to do is, and I'm only increasing the contrast of it. I'm not changing this drastically. I'm basically, I'm going to use the levels and the contrast. So if I just do the contrast and make it a little bit darker by hitting here, straight away, this comes to life. Let's do a 160 on that one. Okay, there you go. Okay, if I do okay on that one, and maybe I do levels, throw some levels on it as well. So if you go to colors, levels, and then adjust the slider in here. There you go. Amazing. I'm highlighting the shadows, the dark areas, and you just play with it until you see the details that are being hidden. There you go. Clearly, absolutely clearly, you can see that the dish is like a radio telescope with a huge structure in the middle. And then you got buildings, unconventional buildings, premises to process the goods, the regolith, whatever is extracted from Bruno, Giordano Bruno. Let me okay that one. And the second one, go to select, none, and highlight, get a rectangle on the second one, on this one. There's a lot of things going on in here. It's huge complex in here. Again, more dishes. Let's throw curves on this one, and then quickly, so get out of the way. So it's going to process this section of the picture, and just by throwing some curves. There you go. Look at that. More dishes in here, over here, and a lot of infrastructure here. Okay, hit okay on that one. Okay, so there you go. So one thing that we can do as well is, if I just select none, I'm going to hide the layer, go to the original source part. I'm going to just click on the, make sure you got everything is selected. Okay, that's cool. Click on the rectangle again, and basically what we do is take a copy of this area. Drag it, drop it, go into edit, copy, and what we're going to do is paste this section into a new layer basically on top of this one. So go to edit, paste as a new layer. Paste as a new layer. And what this does, it will create a new layer with just this section of the image. So if you hide the other one, you can see you have that section. Only that section. Zoom in a little bit more. Click the magnifying glass. Hold down Control key. Click on the image at that distance, so you can appreciate the dish in here, the radio telescope, which is probably to get orders or to communicate with other interstellar races. when they're approaching to collect the materials, which are basically stored in these huge hangars or premises, as you can see. I mean, let's make it a little bit better. So let's go into again. We can do colors, or we can throw some filters to it. So you have to play with it. I mean, in this case, I'm going to do just adjust the exposure a little bit. Okay, there you go. Adjust the black levels on this one. There you go. I mean, clearly, yeah. Okay, let's undo that one, and let's do again. Let's do the shadows and highlights, and increase the shadows on it. So there's different options you can do here to basically bring more detail into the image. So you can play with these settings. So that's one. I'm gonna cancel that one. I like using the curves because in one go, and the levels, in one go I can quickly bring out details on the image. So if I go to colors and go to levels, with the slide I can be more flexible on this on the settings, on the shadows and the highlights and the dark areas by moving the sliders. There you go. I mean, if I do okay on that one, and if I see if I can reduce the noise, well, actually, I mean, this is cool enough the way it is, because I can clearly see if I do a little bit more zoom in on this one. Let me cancel that. Make sure that select is none to be able to use the next tool. Okay. Oops, that was too much. Sorry, let me just zoom back out. There you go. Anyway, this is just to illustrate that this is there. This is been researched already, been highlighted as a lunar anomaly, unidentified lunar. You can call it unidentified, but clearly to me this is identified. Okay, let's take the other one. So if I go to the other section, the other anomaly that are highlighted on the original image. So let me just hide that one, click on this one, make sure that you go select none, click, which it is, and take a section. So you have to be on the layer. So take a section on the other image, this one. Okay, so just 1 second. Let me do that again. So okay, I'll just move this out of the way a little bit. So yeah, click on the rectangle and highlight that. Edit copy, and then edit paste as a new layer. There you go. So another additional layer here. You can call it anomaly 2. For example, you can, anomaly 2. The other one was anomaly 1. I'm not able to spell this one. Anomaly 1. So you know where you are. So if I hide this one and bring this one to light, this anomaly 1, this is the radio telescope. I can always hide that one and work on anomaly 2, which is going to be this one. Yeah, which I pasted as a new layer. Okay, so again, we can use the colors on this one. And we can, let's try the hue chromatic filter to see whether we can adjust the chroma on this one. There you go. And the hue as well. There you go. So, I mean, look at that. If you get closer to this, look, I mean, this is unconventional structure. Obviously, I tell you what, it's not just basically humans settle on the moon. It's different races and not necessarily humans. So obviously, if they are tall insectoids or reptoids, the buildings that they have are unconventional. It's not like our buildings. It's completely different. Let's zoom in a little bit. Again, press Control down or hit on the magnifying glass. There you go. I mean, obviously you get pixelation if you zoom in too much, but clearly you got another radio telescope position here, and all these, buildings in here. Cool. This is something you can do. I'm not making this up. You open the image, AS 08 12 2209. Yeah, open that image, download it from the internet as instructed, and do it yourself and prove it yourself. There is more to it than I just showed you. I mean, this picture was taken in 1968, December, last week of December, basically. It's an old picture. Noticeable, as I said, is this crater, Joliot Curie, 175 kilometers wide. Giordano Bruno, this amazing crater being exploited, being mined, for, titanium dioxide, helium-3, iron, magnesium, and a lot of silicates, a lot of materials to build on the moon and to take away and do so much, helium-3, helium-3 for space exploration, is of paramount importance. And obviously, yeah, you got the builders in here to process it, you got the rigs to excavate, and you get the premises to process and get it ready for distribution. On this image, those two anomalies are evident. You cannot deny they're there. This has been taken by Apollo, and this image has been obscured and doctored so as not to make it too evident. But with GIMP, which is free software, open source, you can do it yourself. There is more to this image. You can play with it. There is something going on in here which allows you to take a look at it, because on the sky, on this dark sky, there are objects lurking in here. So play with the image, zoom in, and identify those objects. And I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching. Bye.